Hello guys, welcome to another video What It Takes to Be a Monarch, DaL X Fate, by PixyTokisaki14. Chapter 9. Morgan Le Fay Pav, Morgan Le Fay. I'm pretty sure I heard footsteps from over here. I walk up near a clearing behind some bushes and what I saw left my mouth wide open. That girl looks like the figurines my little brother has. And who is that girl with her? She also looks familiar. I need to take a closer look. I reveal myself by standing up from the bushes and walk towards the girl with the silver and blue-silver armor. She currently has her back turned towards me, but the second person looked so scared she looks like she's seen a ghost. Mordred. What's wrong? The person with the blue and silver armor asked as the second person pointed towards me. When the girl in the silver and blue armor turned towards me, her eyes went so wide they were about to leave their sockets. Hello. I say with nervousness while clenching the spear I held tightly. Pav. Artoria Pendragon. Oh no. It's Morgan, and if I do recall she hates Artoria, me, so much that it lead to her turning Morgan against me. Mordred, get behind me, I say while materializing Excalibur which was not invisible. Mordred just ignored my order and ran to the side of me materializing Clarent. Awa. Did I say something wrong? She exclaimed as she waved her hands as a sign of ill intention. That's not like Morgan to suddenly go all scared, but she still held her spear in a defensive position. Father, what do we do? Mordred says while gritting her teeth. I'm confused. This is Morgan we're talking about. Why is she acting all scared? If this is the real Morgan we would have already been in a fight, to which she would win easily. Please don't hurt me. I was just looking for someone, she says while closing her eyes in a state of fear. Mordred. This is going to sound weird, but I'm going to try and talk to her. In the meantime lower your sword, I say, which earned a "Are you serious?" stare from Mordred. Please. This issue needs to be resolved between sisters, I said, to which Mordred heavily sighed. If she tries to attack you then you can count on me to counter, she said while lowering Clarent. Thanks Mordred, I say with a smile as she gets all flustered and started blushing. Just talk to her already, father, she says wheel covering her face. All right, I replied while walking towards her lowering Excalibur. We were face to face. I looked at her but she suddenly looked down with a scared expression. Okay, this definitely isn't the enchantress that caused the rift between me and Mordred. No, she is a different person entirely. Who are you? I ask while looking at her dead in the eye. Hanako T. Toda, she replied and my eyes widened. Oh Oni-chan, I say with disbelief. My hand almost dropped Excalibur to the ground due to my shock. I felt her breath tighten as she looked up to see my face. Koharu? Little brother? She said in disbelief as well, looking at me with a shocked expression. Oni-chan, I exclaimed as I hugged her tightly, tears of joy falling from my eyes. What happened? I questioned as I pull away from the hug. The doctors said you died from exhaustion. Without you I was depressed for weeks until I hanged myself, she said while continuing to hug me, burying her face in my bread plate. Even thought it's steel and probably uncomfortable, she still cried into it while hugging me tightly. Why did you kill yourself? You know I would love you to still continue on without me, I said as I pulled her head from my chest and forced her to look at me. I know. But after your death I was so depressed that my boyfriend gave up and broke up with me. After that I have no more reason to live, she replied while wiping the tears off of her face. Sigh. You really are a clingy sister, I say while helping her wipe the tears off of her face. What happened to you? Last time I checked my little brother was a boy, she said while pulling away and looking at my body up and down. Why yeah. About that. I woke up like this, I replied with a bit of an awkward tone while rubbing the back of my head. While we were talking, Mordred was just behind us with her jaw on the floor. Can someone explain to me what the **** just happened? She yelled, which made the two of us gaze on her direction. Follow my lead, I'll explain everything later when Mordred isn't here, I whispered to her, which she nodded. So Mordred, we were able to talk things out. How father actually still loved her and still cared for her even though she was neglected and felt his love was focused on me, I answered. And you and mother finally made up? She asked with a hopeful tone in her voice. Sure did, I say with a big smile on my face. Mother, she says while tackling my sister to the ground and hugging her tightly. Hanako, or should I say Morgan, was surprised why Mordred called her mother, but she just smiles and hugged Mordred back. Alright, break it off you two, we still need to head home. Mordred, why don't you go first? We'll catch up later, I said while tossing the keys to the apartment to her. Okay, father. She caught the key and started sprinting out of the scene. She is energetic, to say the least, Morgan said while standing up and dusting her clothes. I know. But it's cute in her way, I said while smiling where Mordred ran off to. So, care to explain to me why we're here? She said as she started walking after Mordred. I follow her and we started talking about the world we currently find ourselves in. After a few minutes of talking while we're walking and after I explained the data live universe to her, I went and continued to tell her about the reason why Mordred calls her mother and me her father. So you're telling me, I'm in the body of an evil fairy enchantress that manipulated Mordred to kill you? She says with a concerned tone. Yep. I replied. And you're Artoria, who is her sister. Yep. And if Mordred calls you father and me her mother, Mordred was born from incest? Yep. I replied with embarrassment. Wait, so how did Artoria and Morgan make a baby since ya know? You two are girls? She suddenly asked. Let's just say a certain wizard turned Artoria into a futa for a day, I replied with embarrassment. Huh. Okay then. That is a lot to take in, you know, she says as we walk out into the streets. Luckily it was night and nobody was around to see us in our heroic spirit clothes. So, how does it feel to be in a body of a girl? She says with a smirk on her face. It's an experience, I replied while starting to blush. Ooh. How so? She added while leaning towards me with that smug grin. It's like so weird at first, but I got used to it, I replied while blushing harder. Oh yeah? And have you done it yet? She kept pestering me with questions like she was teasing me. Done what? Oh, you know, she said as she licked my ear, and at this point I got what she meant. I backed off from reflex. What? No, I won't do that. Especially in the body of my waifu, I replied. At this point I was blushing like a tomato, but Morgan just backs away and pulls out seemingly satisfied with my reaction. After we arrived in the apartment, I opened the door to see Mordred, in her casual clothes, sleeping while the TV was on. And surprise, surprise, she almost ate all the snacks in the fridge. Sigh. I just bought those, I said, kneeling in defeat. Don't worry, we'll buy more tomorrow, I'll help. After all, you still have a lot of money in the bank from the gold bar you told me, she said while walking up towards me and patting my back. I guess, I said with a sigh as I changed into my casual wear. You how do I do that? Morgan asked while motioning to herself. Oh, just think about what you want your formal wear to look like, I replied. She then closed her eyes and her body was covered in a bright blue light. When it died down, she was wearing a black with silver striped sleeveless shirt under a white jacket with blue trimmings. As for her lower half, she wore regular black pants. See, it worked, I said with a proud tone to my voice. Hey. Looks cute on me, she added. Now come on. Let's go to bed. You have to sleep on Mordred's bed since Mordred over here is sleeping on the couch, I say while walking towards my bed and laying down on it. Morgan just shrugs and lays down on Mordred's bed while positioning herself to face NY bed. Good night, little brother, she whispered. Good night, Oni-chan, I replied as low whispering. Pav, Katori Itsuka. Damn. That was a disaster. Shido almost got injured by less than Diva greater than, but luckily he got out of there before he got seriously injured. Commander, we detected a large signature in the forest, said one of my crew members. Dispatch cameras, I think it's less than Monarch greater than again, I ordered as the crew member saluted and began to deploy the camera drones. Once the drones were there was nothing. Like usual. Damn it, where is she? I gritted my teeth in frustration as the drones looked fought any clue to where less than Saber greater than might be, but as you expected they found nothing. Damn it. Where could she be hiding? I shouted out loud. Hearing the door open behind me, I compose myself and looked back towards the many monitors in front of me. Commander, Rain said as she approached me. I turned my head towards her and climbed down from the hide position I was in while looking over the entire bridge. What is it, Rain? I said while popping another lollipop in my mouth. It's about less than diva greater than due to her reaction to Shin earlier. We could only determine that she only interacts with girls, she said. It does seem like that. Fortunately for Shido I have a plane, I say with a smirk on my face. The next day, Pav Artoria Pendragon. I wake up to the sounds of oil boiling in the kitchen. I then stood up to see, and lo and behold, my sister was cooking breakfast with Mordred eagerly waiting at the dining table. You guys are up early, I said while I walked towards the dining table and sat beside Mordred. Well, Mother was the one who woke me up, Mordred said as I hear her stomach rumble. Curse this Pendragon stomach. Glad you woke up early this time, I replied to her comment as I giggled to myself when I heard her stomach growl. Here we go. Breakfast is ready, Morgan said as she came by with 3 plates of rice, eggs, sausages and some noodles. All right, let's eat, I say as we all started to eat our breakfast. My face was in pure bliss right now. I definitely missed my sister's cooking. She noticed my expressions and giggled while Mordred was stuffing her mouth with as much food as possible. This is so delicious, Mother, Mordred said after she gulped the food down her throat and drank some water. Mordred, slow down, I said, but she just ignores it. I sighed as I finished my breakfast. After that we then headed to the forest to finally do the training me and Mordred agreed upon. This looks like a good place to do some training, Mordred said as she transformed into her armor. Hey, sure is, I added while me and Morgan beside me transformed into our heroic spirit clothes. Alright, let's get this started, I said as Mordred positions herself in front of me holding Clarent. I then materialized Excalibur and pulled my hand in front of me, signaling for Mordred to wait. How about a little wager? I saw with a smile on my face. Ho! And what do you want to wager, Father? Mordred replied while smiling. The one who loses is buying lunch, I said while going by into my stance. Alright, you're on. I'm not holding back, Father, she says while as her helmet back up covering her entire face. Neither will I. I stood there holding Excalibur with my 2 hands pointing at Mordred. Morgan then got in between us as she announced. Alright. 3.2.1. Go.